Welcome to a new daily top Askreddit video. Today's topic:
what life hack seems to be fake, but it's a true lifesaver? I like the 2-minute rule. If it takes less than 2 minutes, just do it right now. It greatly helps for people like myself prone to procrastinating. Whether it's folding a few shirts, making a phone call, putting away groceries, putting something in the kitchen away, cleaning something, etc. You put off trivial small things and over time, they stack up and all become too overwhelming to do. If you follow the 2-minute rule, you will find that you're more organized and there are less annoyances that get in the way of the real things to do. What I hope will take less than 2 minutes usually ends up taking half an hour. But at least you will have done it. I pair that with microwave minutes. If I'm waiting for my coffee to brew, or waiting for something in the microwave, the longest of all minutes, I have to do a quick chore. I can usually unload the dishes in the time my coffee takes. I always promise myself that I can stop as soon as time is up, but I'll usually take the few moments to finish up. It's an old kitchen adage: if you've time to lean, you've time to clean. Waiting for something in the kitchen. Put something else away or clean the counter. Many years ago, I had the fans go out on my MacBook, which rendered it nearly unusable. I was pretty strapped at the time and wasn't looking forward to a pricey Apple Store repair job, so I went to YouTube to see if there were any fixes. Found a video where some guy said to just punch it a few times above the number key row where the fans were packed in beneath. This felt like a complete troll, but I figured that even if it does further damage, I'm going to have shell out for the repair anyway, so might as well give it a shot. Gave it a few love taps and sure enough the fans whirred back to life and I was back in business. Apparently what happens is that over time you get dust and crumbs and other tiny pieces of debris into the gears of the fans and they stop spinning. Apparently bashing them a few times moved the shrapnel out of the way and allowed them to work again. Never had another issue with it the entire rest of the time I owned that computer. If you're strapped for cash, but not too strapped, pick up an iFixit toolkit, the more bits the better, and you'll be able to repair almost anything with time, patience, and YouTube. Asus quoted me $750 for a screen repair. $75 new screen from AliExpress and Fixit tools from a phone repair did the trick. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast. My therapist told me this and it has changed my life. In the beginning of a work session or project, I think through everything patiently, no rush. Start working, and before I know it I am in a groove and time flies by. It works great for practicing almost any skill you would like to increase speed and accuracy on. Start at the slowest speed in which you have 100% accuracy and start increasing speed while maintaining that accuracy. The one I heard for skills that I use is, first you get good, then you get fast. It makes me feel better about being bad and slow at first. Sniffing rubbing alcohol gets rid of nausea. This might not work if you had bad experiences with vodka in high school, lol. Drinking alcohol gets rid of time. Drink enough and it gets rid of the past too. If you're still in an office and are just walking around, always carry a piece of paper and walk briskly. Look at it when a superior is approaching. They'll assume you're on your way to discuss something, the copier, etc. I had a file folder that I wrote Penske on. None of my superiors understood the reference. A high risk, zero reward, inside joke that only I found funny. As an IT guy, I like my walking cables. Literally just a small loop of a couple miscellaneous cables I like to walk around with sometimes when I need a break. I used to work in manufacturing and would walk around the shop floor with a flashlight and point it up at the ceiling. I could have been looking for a cat, but no one would dare question what I was doing. This isn't something that can be used in too many situations, but with a lot of people sharing the act busy story, I thought maybe a few of you would appreciate this. Back when I was in basic training for the army, near the end of basic, our drill sergeants liked to give us an hour or two each day out in the yard and just told us to be busy. I think they enjoyed a break, but if anyone was caught not busy doing something, they would still get smoked. 3 of us decided to sit in a triangle formation, facing the inside, and we each dug a hole in front of us but would put the dirt in the hole to the right of us. So we would dig, but someone else would fill up what we just dug. We did that for almost an entire hour. A drill sergeant walked by, looked at us, stared in disbelief, said, "If this isn't the most private thing I have ever seen any privates do, fan-fucking-tastic, carry on privates." Quote, I'm not even in the military and this had me laughing. It's adjacent to mopping in the rain type energy. At my old dealership we had a lot porter that could only be described as one of God's prototypes. Tall gangly German guy named Karl, had about 7 different serious medical maladies, a quick temper, and the brightest bulb in his head was maybe 40 watts. Had the German work ethic though, reminded me of Boxer the horse from Animal Farm. One day during the California monsoon season the rain was coming down in sheets. Carl was out there in his yellow slickers with a broom sweeping the rain into the currently operating car wash. Private, what in God's name are you doing here? Exclamation mark. Digging a hole, sir. And refilling another hole, sir. Foxhole training, sir. You're our inspiration, sir. Quote. This is a new company record. If it wouldn't be such a waste of a damn fine enlisted man, I'd recommend you for OCS. You are gonna be a general someday, Gump. Now disassemble your weapon and continue. Try raising one foot a little off the ground to test how long you can stay awake in class or during a meeting if you're experiencing problems staying awake. I'm always too sleepy to remember this whenever it would actually be useful. How to get rid of cold callers at your door or on the phone quickly without being rude. I discovered this by accident. Someone knocked on my door cold calling, selling a service I already had, asking if I'd like to talk about their service. I said, "Oh, I'm already a customer, I'd love to talk about it." I was being genuine too. They could not get away quickly enough, which I thought was odd. Then it occurred to me that by saying I was a happy customer already, they knew there was zero chance of a sale, so any further time talking to me cost them potential sales. Edit, lol. Lots of people below saying to just hang up, close the door, tell them to F off or whatever, which I also do on occasion. I'm not saying this is the best or only way, it's just a way I discovered by accident that makes them want to get away ASAP. At Costco, when I'm asked about whether I want to switch to a new mobile cell service, I tell them that my work pays my bill and I don't have control over my provider. This was true for years, but they have nothing to come back with. This works for many other solicitors as well. I also use your technique when the situation makes more sense. When I'm hit up for money at the gas pumps or wherever, I just tell them I don't have any cash and this is my boss's credit card, it hasn't failed me yet. Screaming at the top of your lungs when you first wake up can eliminate morning grogginess. It's great because only one person in the house has to do this. It works in the apartment too. You can't cough and produce tears at the same time. It only works for a second, but if you need one to keep from crying, clear your throat. I can confirm this helps. If I am trying to hold back tears and feel them starting to slip, I clear my throat several times and it helps me regain control so I can focus on breathing and calming down. I worked in an ophthalmology clinic for years and one of the docs told me this. Lifesaver for anyone like me who cries out of anger or frustration. When you look annoyed all the time, people think that you're busy. I discovered later in life that I had developed resting bitch face. A little investigation revealed that colleagues often just left me alone instead of making requests because they thought I was busy and probably pissed off with work. I actually love helping people, so I've made efforts to offset it, but if I really don't want to be bothered, yeah, turns out that works. Cost answer hack. Eat supplementary fiber. It makes everything in your guts better. Everything. Have chronic loose bowels, diarrhea. Fiber will calm that down. Have constipation or tight bowels. Fiber will loosen that up. Have pretty normal, healthy poops. Fiber will make them all into quick, easy, no strain movements that leave almost no residue behind for cleanup. I mean, obviously you still need to wipe, bidet, but without getting too gross you'll find that job a lot easier. It also helps make you feel more full, satisfied after eating, so can help with weight management, and can help slow or spread out blood sugar spikes when eating high glycemic index foods, so can be helpful with diabetes management too. It's like a wonder drug. And available everywhere, no prescription, for super cheap. And it's super safe. I used to always be confused with fiber ads. They'd always say it makes you regular. But I would get confused. What does that mean? Does that mean it stops you up? Or loosens you up? Turns out, both somehow. It's like the miracle wonder drug for anything gut related. Taking a portion of Metamucil before every meal has literally changed my life. I have GI issues on the IBS-UC spectrum. I've advocated for it to friends, family, and everyone I'm close enough with to discuss this sort of thing. Talks about how surprised they are with how much nicer and more pleasant it makes everything related to their bowels, even if they had perfectly healthy ones prior. 10 out of 10, can-t recommend enough. ETA, this is not medical advice. I am not a doctor or nutritionist. I'm just a guy who used to have real bad poops, and now I have great poops most days. Look at this guy, out here talking shit. Meditation really does quiet the mind at some point. And the positive effects of it will benefit every aspect of your life. It reduces impulsiveness, strengthens empathy and patience, and increases your sense of joy. It's free too. All you need to do is find a quiet space, sit down and give yourself permission to not have to do anything for 10 minutes. Thoughts don't need to be followed up or analyzed, impulses don't need to be obeyed, memories and plans can be left unexplored, itches don't have to be scratched, nothing has to be changed. Just pay attention to your breathing, and when you find yourself distracted, and you will get distracted, just go back to your breathing. Do this every day and extend the time as necessary, and you'll absolutely start noticing things changing in your life very quickly. You'll probably notice that ideas or feelings that seemed overwhelming will disappear if you just let them be for a while. You'll be able to breathe and slow down when interacting with others or making decisions. Concentration will improve, you won't feel the need to numb yourself as much. All that from just sitting down and doing nothing for 10 minutes a day. Meditation takes practice. The first few times I meditated, my mind kept wandering and I couldn't relax. After doing it many times though, I eventually got to the point where I could clear my mind and truly relax. It was incredible. It really does make life more bearable. It's totally normal for your mind to wander. A point of meditation is to allow your mind to wander, without trying to control it.